What is Jokic doing? You can't just stand in the middle of nowhere in transition. Like, you got to get up and take the ball. Are you guarding Anthony Edwards in the half court? Probably not. But in transition, you just take the nearest body right here. You can't just stand in no man's land. Okay, so Jamal Murray's late to get out. He gets beat off the dribble by Kyle Anderson. Okay, so Jokic is stepping up here. This player's got to slide in to take Jokic's man. KCP has got to rotate here, okay? I mean, like, you have to. And then Jamal Murray should then have to come out, right? But this rotation has to happen, and it just doesn't happen in nearly enough time. Okay, so I guess Jokic is dropping high here. This is still drop coverage. So Jokic, again, you got to be in a defensive stance with your feet set. See, look at this. Look at how long it's taking Jokic to get over. So this pass just was made here. Jokic is still coming out. Like, you look at how long it is going to take Jokic now to recover back to Rudy Gobert. The answer's too long. I mean, this 3 goes up, so let's count the players that are boxing out. Well, these 2 players are boxing out Rudy Gobert by facing him. Jokic really isn't boxing out, so that's 0 for 2. No, no, no. So I wonder where this offensive rebound's going to go to. You're guarding Anthony Edwards in the open floor. You must sprint back. You must get in a defensive stance with your feet set. Any type of backpedaling right here, you're done. You have no chance. You're playing off your back foot. Anthony Edwards is going full downhill. Okay, we just saw... So Aaron Gordon... We'll just ignore the fact that Aaron Gordon's backpedaling on Anthony Edwards. That's never going to work. So Aaron Gordon cannot guard Anthony Edwards right now. He just can't. You're backpedaling. You got to get up and play on the side. You got to force Anthony Edwards into help. Like, you're not doing... You're trying to guard one-on-one right now, and you have no hope of doing so. What is happening here in transition? So if this player's taking the ball, you got to communicate this. So Aaron Gordon knows. I mean, Aaron Gordon should be backpedaling anyways, but he's got an, okay, I don't need to guard the ball. I need to guard Jaden McDaniels. Well, Aaron Gordon, as you can see, is still trying to guard the ball. And being late to guard anyone, especially Jaden McDaniels, is not going to end well. What is Jokic doing? You are just standing in the middle of nowhere in transition. You cannot do that, especially because you're guarding Anthony Edwards. So it's going to be hard enough for Jokic to guard Anthony Edwards anyways. You got to get up. You got to get your feet set in a defensive stance. Jokic is doing none of this. He's just standing around in the middle of nowhere. I mean, good night. If you are Jokic... You can't jog in transition, and you need to be getting this way. Like, just going down here is getting down to the middle of nowhere. Get to this player here. Look at Jokic jog, and just get to the middle of nowhere. It's... Hey, this is off of a miss. There is... Look at everybody. These 3 Nuggets players just staring at the shot. That is not productive. Sprint back. If everybody stares at the shot, transition defense becomes really, really difficult. So Aaron Gordon is not able to guard Anthony Edwards right here. Michael Porter is literally just standing here waiting to double. So if you're going to double like this, you need to get up. Because if you wait till around the paint area to double, like Anthony Edwards, you got to get up now and double, okay? And I would honestly probably want to funnel him this way into some gap help. Because if, look, you're just waiting in the paint, too late. Anthony Edwards... Minnesota has this ball. Jokic is going to jog back. That's a massive problem. But the bigger problem here is that Michael Porter Jr. is going to complain. Complain during a dead ball. Get back. Like, look at this. This complaining here is a real problem. Because Jokic is jogging, if you had sprinted, now you can take Gobert. And what does that mean? There's a Nuggets player that's about to enter our picture. So if you can take Gobert, that means this area player can get into this area here, and Jokic can go over to the secondary option. But none of that is possible. Not go up the gut of this down screen. If you're Jamal Murray, you've got to chase this way. Now, Jokic needs to get attached to his man with his arms out so this player can't curl, but it doesn't matter. Whether he does that or not, you cannot go up the gut. Look at the angle. I mean, are you kidding me with this? Look at this angle. You have no chance of guarding the ball now. Never, ever, ever guard like this. First of all, your back's to the ball. That can't happen. But, there's a pretty good chance you could beat backdoor here. So get underneath your man. If this player comes off a down screen, you just chase. But look at this. So you're going to try and lean towards this down screen early. Well, now Aaron Gordon has to switch, and you're not ready to switch onto Kyle Anderson, as you can see. So we've got problems now. This is an awful switch. Bruce Brown should be up here guarding. He's already committed to a switch. When you get screened, and when Anthony Edwards comes off the screen, then you switch. See, you've already committed to a switch. Aaron Gordon is not... Anthony Edwards never came off the screen. So now Aaron Gordon's out of position again, guarding Anthony Edwards, and we're pretty confident we know how that's going to end. Okay, you've got to be in a defensive stance with your feet set. This is Anthony Edwards. Backpedaling on Anthony Edwards is really, really not the best way of going about it. Okay, again, you're not in a defensive stance and just backpedaling against Anthony Edwards. But you have a chance here because Anthony Edwards is not going to try and blow by you, which he would have. He's going to try and post you up. So as soon as you see him turn, you got to get up here. Like, you have to make contact with Anthony Edwards. You've got to start battling now. Bruce Brown, look at this. He isn't battling at all. All he's doing is gambling. So what does that do? Well, Anthony Edwards is now in the paint, and that's the end of that. Okay, so Anthony Edwards does come off the screen. So this player's got to be up here ready to guard immediately on this switch. This is Anthony Edwards. This is a horrible switch. Just horrible. Your feet have to be set, and you have to be in a defensive stance away from the ball. Let's take a look at this player's feet. Look at how they're moving. So right now on this pass, look at how long it takes you to get out. You're not ready to guard Luka Garza, and that really becomes apparent now. Okay, this is a down screen. Zeke Najee's got to get attached to his man. You got to get your arms out. So this player cannot curl. He has to go out, and this player has time to get over the screen. You don't do that. This player has no time to get over the screen. Cannot happen in drop coverage. This is off a ball screen. Nikola Jokic, you cannot let this player turn the corner if you're in drop coverage. Jokic cannot allow this. If he turns the corner, it's ball game. I don't know what Jokic is doing here. Stop. You're in drop coverage. Your feet aren't set. You're not in a defensive stance. It's a humongous issue. Because, again, look at... So this pass gets made. Your body momentum's taking you this way. If your feet were set and you were in a defensive stance, you could immediately be coming back onto Rudy Gobert. And that pushes Michael Porter Jr. back to his man, and everybody can stay home. Or return back to the guys they were guarding. But look at Jokic. He's flying... This is going to take him forever to get back to Gobert. Okay, so Aaron Gordon is playing on Anthony Edwards' side. I mean, he clearly wants him to go to this part of the floor. And you're going to have some gap help here. But if you're playing on Anthony Edwards' side, you got to really get up, and because he cannot pull his dribble back or be able to turn the corner. You got to force him right into where this help is. Like, look at Aaron Gordon here. You're playing on his side, but all of a sudden now you're not. Well, you're not able to guard one-on-one now. The Nuggets are trapping Anthony Edwards. Stop. Jokic can't just stand here, okay? Because he's going to have to... This player's going to have to rotate up. Jokic is going to be the one to be able to rotate here. So you got to at least start to move over now. Okay, because once this, look, this pass has already been set and you just started moving. You have no chance of getting to the corner in time. I mean, that's the reality of trapping. Again, this is on Nikola Jokic. If you are in drop coverage, you have to have your feet set and be in a defensive stance. You have to stop the ball at some point. You can't just backpedal forever. Look at this. I mean, you're backpedaling and backpedaling and backpedaling. This backside defender can't stay here forever because Aaron Gordon, he's got to be able to come out because Aaron Gordon can't guard 2 Timberwolves players forever. I mean, come on. Okay, you're Aaron Gordon here. First of all, you're not seeing your man, Rudy Gobert. And when Rudy Gobert's in the paint, that's pretty important. Like, you should be battling for positioning right now. But what is Aaron Gordon doing? Why is he coming out like he has to... What are you doing? Box out Gobert. So now Michael Porter Jr.'s got to box out Gobert, and there's nobody to box out Jaden McDaniels. But come on.